Well, for more on where 4 more years of Obama might take America, let's talk to former CIA officer Ray McGovern. Well, with regards to his foreign policy, most expect more of the same. Any chances of surprises, do you think, Ray?
Well, I think there is a chance of surprises if Obama grows a backbone in the next week or two. This is his chance. He shouldn't wait until his last year. He should immediately square with the American people. What I would suggest is that he call a press conference. New York Times, Washington Post, Wall Street Journal, a couple of other folks. You see, the media will be unwilling to say anything different from what the president says, the media in this country. And so what he would say is, you know, the campaign is over, and I found out that I've been grievously misled. They told me to say that Iran had threatened to wipe Israel off the map, and I found out that they never said that. As a matter of fact, the Israeli deputy prime minister sort of said, okay, they never said that. And so my speechwriters are being canned. I'm going to get some new speechwriters. The intelligence community keeps telling me that Iran has not yet decided to build a nuclear weapon. And so I'm going to get rid of all those folks from Brookings and other places who are the savants that keep saying, well, you know, you still have to worry about this instead of negotiations. Once that is done, once these troublesome people who have their own agenda are dismissed, then he has a square chance of saying, look, we're going to do a deal with Iran just as I said 5 years ago. We're going to talk directly to them, and we're not going to let that be sabotaged by either Israeli intelligence or Israeli aficionados within the neoconservative camp in Washington.
Ray,
that would set a really good precedent, and it would free the president.
Just to ask you quickly, another matter on the foreign policy agenda is, of course, Syria. What should his attitude be towards that issue now? Will the American people have an appetite for America to get involved there?
There is no appetite. And the situation in Syria is so confused, with so many rogues running around, including al-Qaeda, that the president would do well to continue to stay out. There's nothing but trouble there, and on that score, he's conducting a much more sensible policy than he did when he was led by people like Hillary Clinton to bless a non-war war in Libya. What he needs to do on Syria is make sure he tells our elected representatives that he will not engage our U.S. forces without their approval. And that will be something very, very important for our Constitution.
I've got to quickly ask you, here I am in Moscow, you're in the U.S. What about the anti-missile defense issue? There was an infamous microphone slip in a conversation between Medvedev when he was President and Obama, where Obama actually promised that he will be flexible over the anti-missile defense issue. Very briefly, what's your thought about that now?
The anti-missile defense system in this country is the largest bonus, the largest scheme to help our poor defense contractors amass still more billions of dollars. And when I was studying Russian, I learned the word valstritskia gravititsy. Well, that's what you have running this part of U.S. policy. It makes no sense at all. A missile defense can always be defeated, but this is the biggest poverty support for the defense
just
industries.
Briefly, just for those who don't speak Russian, translate what you just said in Russian, and then we finish. Obviously didn't hear me there. Never mind. Ray McGovern there. Thank you very much, former CIA officer joining us in Washington. Well, a sigh of relief or a wake-up call. Our correspondents across the globe will be bringing you more on how Obama's re-election is being welcomed worldwide. That and much more for you after the break.